Hear the roosters? All right, this is Wellborn, Florida. Not even a traffic light. Sleepy little town full of roosters between Live Oak and Lake City. Starting a ride from here today. Calling it the Wellborn Loop, home of the Wellborn Blueberry Festival. They have it every year in June. This is a historic little town on the old railway. Interesting place. It was established in the mid-1800s and was a stop along the rail line. They had a sawmill. And interestingly enough, there is some remnants of the old Spanish Trail. Not to be confused with Bellamy Road. This is similar, but not as old as Bellamy Road, but the old Spanish Trail, built in the 1920s, connected San Diego with St. Augustine. The section through Florida, pretty much what Highway 90 is now. Most of it's been paved over, but there is a short section of bricks left over from the old Spanish Road. That's here in town, so I want to go check that out. And then gonna do about a 75-mile loop with Joy and some of her friends. Rode this last week and wanted to get some video of it. It's a new gravel loop. There's not really any stores in town. There's a little restaurant right over here. Looks good. Really cool little historic town full of roosters. All right, so here's the bricks. So this is part of the old Spanish Trail. Really cool. First Saturday of every month, they have blueberry pancakes from 7:30 to 10. $5 a plate. I've come on the wrong weekend, so hopefully I can make it back here on a Saturday where they're making the pancakes, or come to the Blueberry Festival. And this is the side of the Blueberry Festival here. So I'm gonna take you down the old Spanish Trail first to start out the day. The historic, this is a big moment. It was a road that went from St. Augustine to San Diego. It was built in the 1920s.
How do you know all this stuff?
I look it up. It's on the Wellborn website. And so they have this little section of...
Wellborn has a website?
Yeah. That's where I found the Blueberry Festival and the pancakes. So, first
Is it here? Yeah, is it there? I don't know. I don't know where you take it off at.
Well, I guess we're gonna learn.
Well, here.
How do you change a SRAM battery?
Figure out. It must be, it's in here somewhere. I don't have my glasses on is the problem. I thought it was on the inside. How to change SRAM shifter battery.
I've never messed with the SRAMs.
This is why I practiced it. It either has a battery that's dead, a tire that's flat, or a battery that's dead. No, my point is, that I changed it yesterday. Every time Kat's got an issue, and nobody could figure out how to change the SRAM battery on this bike. But we're 2 miles into our ride, and she realizes her battery's dead. And
2 miles.
Yeah. We're a quarter mile into our ride. We were just on that little brick road. He said this was the original road that went...
The brick road was in Highway 90.
Yeah, it was Highway 90.
The old Spanish Trail?
Yeah.
That went all the way to San Diego? Like that little building there said something like 1884. There's a little bell there.
This established in 1884. That little building was moved from down, there was a plantation there back in the late 1800s.
Oh.
And that little building, I had it moved to put there. That's where the bank originally sat.
Okay.
There was a 2-story drugstore, bank, post office, dry goods, and then this general merchandise here. Mule barn there, warehouse here. Big houses like that one lined this railroad.
Yeah.
But over the years, most of them burned over time because they kept building fires in their fireplaces, and after about 100 years that mortar will start coming out between the bricks. And what happens is you've got this part pine behind this mortar.
Yeah.
It all turns to sand. Next thing you know, the flames hitting that, and there goes the house.
And there was a sawmill here too, right?
There was over, I heard of one time there was 5.
It's like a big sawmill
Yeah.
community.
And White Springs had a large sawmill there. And they had to ship, because of their railroad, they would ship to Valdosta back to Jacksonville, had to pay an interstate freight. To avoid that, he put a narrow gauge railroad to here,
Right.
and then they would ship to Jacksonville. From Lake City to here, what they would do would be dirt.
Yeah.
And then when you get to the limits of this community, it would be brick. This brick road extended down about another half a mile.
And then it would turn to dirt.
But in the 60s, they got the bright idea, it's covered up with asphalt.
Yeah.
There used to be doctor's offices, that was a drugstore.
Yeah.
There was a barber shop, that was a cold storage. Had wood
Oh, right
siding,
here?
Wood siding. They had a slide where the ice blocks would come from up north and they would slide them into there.
No way.
So
Oh, right off the train.
That had wood siding back years ago.
Right.
And the doctor's office was right on the corner. If someone died, they'd take them in there and put them on the ice. And then you needed some ice for your ice cream, you go in there and
Just move the body out of the way.
that sounds weird. But they used to build coffins in there too. But they had
Wow.
a blacksmith shop in the back. Just all kind of neat. That was a Millery, the 2-story house back
Yeah.
there. That lady was famous for her hats, and people from Jacksonville would get on the train and come here just
Right.
to buy her hats.
Right.
You know,
Very
kill all
cool.
the birds and put on the feathers in the
Yeah,
hats.
they don't do that anymore, do they?
No.
What's your name?
Doug.
Doug, I'm Graham. Really nice to meet you.
Yeah,
Thanks
nice to
for
meet
all
you
the
too.
history. We're gonna come back for some pancakes. We're coming back for the pancakes, right? Maybe they'll make some special for us today. I'm dying for some blueberry pancakes. Well, I learned something new today, how to change a shifter. That must have looked like quite a event happening in sleepy little Wellborn. Hey, he's making friends with us. He saw us out there. He's gonna come help. A little slow start to the morning. Had battery issues. And I got to talk to a local a little bit. So we're getting started on this Wellborn blueberry pancakes loop. Next stop Brantford, about 30, 40 miles. There's an outhouse. Love these old farm roads.
What? Downhill?
Outhouse. Where are they going? Oh, we're in the way. I think we're about 28, 30 miles in. It's beautiful country roads and little towns, not even little towns. We're out in the country. Lots of cows. Long 2-lane dusty roads are amazing. So the closer we get to Brantford, the more of these roads we get, these wide, almost like a runway. Straight, wide, smooth roads, really well kept. These are all neighborhoods. People live here. I mean, this is super smooth. Everything's so green. I can see spring starting. Ah, fantastic. All right, I made it to the Swanee Paved Trail. I think it's called the Swanee River Greenway or something like that. But this is the bike route into Brantford. It's 3 miles from here to Brantford. See the sign here. It's a really nice paved path all the way into town. But Brantford is an old sawmill town, you know, over 100 years old. It's one of the biggest sawmills in Florida at one time, and a major stopping point, you know, because it's taking the Swanee River all the way out to the Gulf, where they shipped lumber to various cities. And it was also the location of one of the ferries that crossed the Swanee River, so it was a busy place. Now just a nice little small town on the river. I think about 800 people. We use it as a starting point for quite a few rides to get to different, like the Mallory Swamp, or just to get up to the Charles Springs area. It's a great spot to stop. So I am 3 miles from Brantford. I'm heading back towards Wellborn. Wife just called. Daughter's got a flat tire issue happening. So Dad's got to get home and figure out what to do with the car. I'm about, oh gosh, probably from here about 15 miles, maybe an hour back to Wellborn. So I'm gonna take the dirt roads back. I'm gonna stop in O'Brien. There's a little store in O'Brien, Sun Stop, and get some snacks, fill up a bottle, and then take, man, some really nice roads back into Wellborn. That part of the loop is really scenic. I mean, it's been great all the way around. I mean, the whole thing is terrific. But I really like that part. So this nice little dirt road is going parallel with 129, which is a busy 2-lane highway. All right, coming into the small town of O'Brien. This was simply just a rail stop. But when the railroad went away, you know, this place really slowed down. But here's some of the leftover little storefronts from 100 years ago. The Village Emporium still exists. Look at that. People are really friendly out here. It's friendly, this dog. Hey, buddy. So far, the neighborhood dogs have been nice. Bright yellows. Whatever's growing out there. Wow. Hard to believe that's Florida. Wow. That horse. Almost back to Wellborn. Must have gone right by this bridge. It's really cool. Must be some sort of historical bridge. It's pretty solid. 3140. So 3-1, I'm sure 1940. All right, back in Wellborn. This old sawmill town still has one right down the road here. Some of the past that still exists, but that was a fun ride. Really cool to see all the old bricks. Met local Doug, explained a lot of the history. Interesting fellow. And a nice ride up towards Brantford and back. Ended up with about 70 miles. Heading back to help out with sounds like a flat tire with the kiddo. But plenty of miles today. Roads were good. There was a little soft. It's been a little dry. We get some rain tomorrow. I'm hungry. I made some sandwiches, so I'm gonna hit those. Ham and honey on Hawaiian rolls. Highly recommend. Let's go.